here. No, you want to be. Need your nails cut. Thank you. Who's all here? Who's all here? Hey, Trevor. Yes, isn't it much better when it's clean? Yep. I said I was gonna clean it. I cleaned it. Fish are much happier. But it doesn't take long since they're messy and the snails are messy. There's a pile of crap at the bottom. Pile of crap at the bottom. How you doing? I saw that, Eric. I am very sorry about that. I I definitely understand the loss because the whole reason I didn't even go live yesterday is because one of my cats passed away. So I was pretty super upset. So yeah, I didn't go live yesterday because early yesterday morning my cat passed away. So been dealing with that. She's actually going to get buried today. I'm working on a blanket to wrap her in. She got hit by a car. I'm sorry. Yes, and in here I brought two new babies home. So there's one mom in here. There's one mom in here, and then there are four babies, but the two hoppers are mine. The two bigger hoppers were already here, and then the two smaller ones are little girls, and they're in there as well. And they're finally the one that was all there was one that was all diva yesterday. Don't go near me. She was kind of like, kind of a thing. Don't touch me. She's snuggled in the corner with them now. So yeah, I specifically picked out two little girls because the other hoppers are appearing to be boys. So they are a little bit younger. My hoppers look so big compared to them. They're so small. But they're new hoppers because when we got them Friday, at work, they were fuzzies. So yeah, they're new hoppers, so they're small, but they're little girls. Um, and there's a mom in there because the little girls are still going to want to periodically nurse. So whereas my hoppers don't nurse anymore. Yeah, it was a very unexpected. My cat, no, I still got her. Hold on. That is apparently a phone call. Um, but no, Shadow is still around. It was my younger cat, Oreo. What the heck? Hold on. All right. It was my younger, here's Shadow. It was my younger cat. She was a year younger than Shadow, um, who passed away. So, um, she was also a rescue, off of an Amish farm when she was 5 weeks old. She was abandoned when she was 2 weeks old with her siblings. Um, but yeah, so it was a really upsetting day for me yesterday. And my husband was going to bury her next to our other animals yesterday, but I didn't have anything to wrap her in. And my other two cats and my rabbit are all wrapped in a blanket I crocheted. So, and I don't have anything currently to wrap her in, and I want to continue that. So, since yesterday, I've been working on a blanket, and I don't have it done yet. We don't know. She was severely anemic, and dehydrated. That's what I noticed because when I looked at her gums were white, which is not good. Earlier in the day, she was just acting. She was acting a little funny. She was kind of meowing loudly, but she was walking around, laying down. Like she would lay around all the time. She was lazy. She would lay around all the time. On the weekend, she was fine because my son is shocked um, that he said she was fine when I was there, and I was like, yeah, I know. It just came out of left field. And then she just Tuesday during the day, she was acting funny. I noticed that her gums were white, so I was giving her water. She was licking at some of the wet canned food that we had, but she wasn't really eating it. And then, you know, sometime in the middle of the night, early in the morning, she had passed away. So, yeah, it was the kitty that spends a lot of time upstairs in my son's room. And yeah, not the one that's always in front of the camera. She's right here. She's right here, not the hammock cat. But yeah, Oreo was special because she was, when we got her, she was like tiny. Wow, two dogs in it. Yeah, I'm up to losing 8 animals this year alone because I have so many animals. You know, I have a passion for pets, so I have a lot of them, and that just means more losses. I've lost 3 guinea pigs. I lost 2 rats. I lost fish. I lost my rabbit. Um, now my cat. So it's been a pretty emotional year, and that actually it's only been not even through the whole year. It was like the last few months because my rabbit I lost a month ago. The rats were around the same time. Yeah, baby Peanut, Libby, my guinea pigs were first. And then and Xena, so 3 rats. Lots of loss. So, but right now, Oreo is in the garage waiting to be buried, and I got to finish the blanket. It's right back here. So right now it's the corner to corner. So this is what I got going. I just need it to be big enough to wrap her body in. It's not going to be big, but it's got to be big enough to wrap her up. And I knew I wasn't going to be done yesterday, and my husband was going to bury her yesterday. So I was like, "Do you think she's going to keep until tomorrow so that I can finish it?" And he was like, "If we have to air out the garage, we will." Um, he wanted me to do it how I wanted to do it. So, and I just wish Ian can be here too. He loved that cat. Yeah, we almost lost Shadow once a few years ago. She had her kidneys weren't working, or no, not her kidneys, her liver wasn't working properly. And she was jaundiced and she was lethargic and she lost a lot of weight. And we were really, really concerned about her. But we actually at the time could afford the vet and took her to the vet. She had some tests done. Um, they gave her medication and she bounced back and now she's better than ever. So yeah, she won't leave me alone. Yep. So yeah, it's been emotional. Yep, I got to do a mug for Oreo. Yep. And I know you guys haven't, the channel hasn't seen a lot of Oreo, so I was debating on it because, my channel has seen a lot of my rats and, saw a lot of my rabbits. Did not see a lot of Oreo, so I didn't know if I should put a mug out for her or not. But she was a very, very sweet kitty. Long haired was the one and only long haired cat that I had. Not a lot of activity going on in there this morning. All the other moms and the dad are in the bin. I wanted to allow a mom in with because originally I put the new babies in with everybody else, and I think that was overwhelming. So I took all of the other adults out, just left the Hoppers in here with one mom. Yep, exactly. And it's kind of a catch-22 for me because I do get very attached and then I do get very upset when I lose them. Um, but I can't not have pets. So I actually looked at the animal shelter this morning, and they have a ferret. They have two female ferrets at the animal shelter. I haven't seen ferrets in ages. They also have a couple of rats, but they're males. And they're already 2 years old, so they're elderly, which makes me sad that they're there. Um, but they do have a female ferret, and that's the place to get a ferret because at work the ferrets are $200, whereas at the shelter the ferrets are $50. But hey, David. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I took the day off of the morning off of the live stream because one of my cats passed away and I just wasn't up for a live stream. I was too emotional. I really wish I could have the ferret that we have at work. She's my favorite one. We still have her. I love her to death. She is very sweet. But she's $200. Plus, I don't have an enclosure. But they do have two female ferrets at the shelter right now that are going to be much cheaper. I kind of wish I could get the rats just because even though they're male, they put them in something different. I mean, we do have two cages, so right now every single rat, Ian's rats included, are in my cage. So his cage is empty. So we could like let these two elderly male rats live out their lives not at the shelter because they can die anytime. They're only 2 years old. Or they're already 2 years old, but the sad part is they're $25 a piece at the shelter. Yeah, lots of loss going on. Very sorry, Eric. They'll never notice. Yeah, she's the one at work is a very dark color, and then she's got white on her face. Like I could definitely tell her apart from the other ferrets at work. She's very sweet. Um, the ones at the shelter are cute too, but not as cute as she is. They also have a couple of hamsters at the shelter. The couple of elderly rats. They've got some rabbits. They've got some guinea pigs. It's crazy. And then, of course, they've got some cute cats. They've got one tortoiseshell cat. She's about a year old. She's very cute. But I think at this point, we're not getting any more dogs or cats. Just because, they are a lot of money when it comes to shots and things like that. So we're just going to be happy with the two dogs and the cat that we have now and go from there. Apparently, David is very entertained with those videos, Average Girl. She's like, "What?" It's like a fire alarm. Oh, I'm stressing her out. Well, no, it doesn't look like the little girls are nursing. Nope. Everybody's just tired this morning. But the little girls are so stinking cute. Yeah, Shadow's staring at them right now, staring at the mice. Everybody's sleeping. I could grab a couple of other adults and put them in. That'll wake everybody up. That'll wake everybody up. If I put a couple more adults in here, I think all the adults in the bin are sleeping. You see how alert she got, though? The mom? She got pretty alert. Do you have to rub on the cage? Are you claiming those mice as yours? Aw, are they yours? Pet rats are awesome. They really, yep. I love, like, when my rats start to, tussle and I hear a loud squeak, I'm like, hey, and they stop. Yeah, I love my rats. And if I had $50, I would take those two elderly males from the shelter because, I mean, they're 2 years old. Rats only live 2 to 3 years, and they're already 2 years old, so they shouldn't be at the shelter. And I'm angry at whoever brought them there. You mind? It's time to wake up, you guys. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon. Yeah, I could totally put in another adult. I'll wake them up. Usually, when I add other bodies into this cage, then everybody gets busy. I don't know if she realizes it or not because Oreo did spend a lot of time in Ian's room. Um, I think Brinley knew something was wrong because usually Brinley likes to chase the cats. And when I was holding Oreo in my lap, she came over and sniffed at her, but didn't like try and do anything with her. I think she knew something was wrong. I hope they don't adopt. Well, those would be expensive feeders. $25 a rat. I don't know why they're charging $25 for them at the shelter because they're not even $25 at pet stores when you get them as a pet. I got kicked out. I don't know why. Oh, Shadow touched my mouse. What are you eating? Can you stop? She's eating an elastic band. What if I wanted that? I kind of wanted that elastic band. Did you? I hope you didn't swallow the other end, you dork. Let's see. My friend's husband said I need to do angry podcasts where you could. I like Hillsong. I like Hillsong music. In my car, I actually have it on the Christian music station because that music, it kind of goes along with my inspirational devotion videos. Um, Christian music is actually very comforting. That could be why they cost more. Like Riley, Ian's uh, Ian's pet, Riley, um, rat. He got from the pet store she was a pet rat. She wasn't a feeder. She was a pet rat, and she was only $10. Whereas the feeders, the large ones will be $10, but from there the smaller ones are cheaper. But yeah, at the shelter, it doesn't matter the size of the rat, it's going to be $25 because that's where he got Raina was from the animal shelter when she was 9 weeks old and she was $25. But they are, you know, checked over by a vet and everything at the shelter. So I guess that's part of that too is vet care. Make sure that they're good. But if I had the money right now to give those two boys at the shelter a home to live out the rest of their lives, which it could be another year, it could be another week, you know. $10. Yeah, but at least they only have to eat once, so every couple of weeks or something. But we don't sell as many large rats at work for feeders as we do the smaller ones and the medium ones and that, and the mice, of course. We're out of mice at work, with the exception of some hoppers and some fuzzies. I'm surprised that we do. The fuzzies were pinkies when we got them. We yesterday moved them into the fuzzy bin, and we took the fuzzies that turned into hoppers out of that and put them in the hopper bin, which is where I took these two girls from. I'm surprised we still have them, but we're totally out of the adult mice. We're totally out of, we sell more small ones. We sell more small rats and medium rats than we do large. Um, and then more adult mice. I mean, we do sell a lot of pinkies and fuzzies and stuff for the small snakes, but a lot of people want adults. We did have five adult mice yesterday left, and they all went to the same person. Someone bought them. Like, I think I was only at work for like 15 minutes. Yeah, for feeding them and taking care of them. But yeah, which is part of why, a lot of people complain about the prices of our puppies at work. Well, aside from the fact that corporate has to buy them from the breeder, they do get vet care, they get fed, all of that. While we have them, they have to be taken care of, and it costs money. So people don't understand. People don't understand that. We finally dealt with the closet. Yep, they stocked up. And then who knows? They could have five snakes at home if they got five adults. We also sold some frozen ones yesterday, so we got a freezer full of frozen ones at work. We don't sell those as quickly. A lot more people are feeding live than frozen, but we do sell some frozen. Um, yeah, people, and I always want to go out there and say, if you want cheaper prices, go to the animal shelter or go directly to a breeder, because why are you coming into a pet store and then complaining that they're too expensive? As long as people buy them, that's the prices they're going to be, and people buy them. So it looks like our Frenchie is out of isolation finally. Um, but apparently he might not have ever been, I mean, he was sick originally. He had some snot, but then he'd had a cough, and it's apparently not a cough that is contagious. It is that because he finally had a vet check, and he's got an elongated um, trachea, which causes him to cough, and even sometimes it's possible he can choke on his food. So that's going to require some surgery to correct it. So corporate, that's another thing, why he's a $5,000 dog. Um, but now corporate's going to have to pay for surgery to correct that before. But he is a very sweet Frenchie. Yeah, finance that puppy, then it's free until first bill comes. It's hard to finance though. There are people that have pretty good credit that have applied for financing for a dog, and they get denied. Yeah, he's 5,000. Our Frenchie is $5,000. He's the most expensive dog we have. A Frenchie that we had before this particular one, he was 7,000, and we sold him. We sold him. He had really, really good bloodlines. Puppies for rent. Yeah, I would too. A lot of the time it'll be, how many loans have you already got? Whether your credit is good or not. If you've already got like a car loan or whatever, sometimes they'll deny you on that, which I think is silly. Like, obviously, you may have loans, but if you're paying them, if your credit is good, which means you're paying your, get down on the floor if you're gonna vomit. Cat's gonna vomit. I hate that noise where she's going. "Bleh, bleh, bleh." You feel better? It was a hairball, wasn't it? Oh, oh no, it's just slime. Go eat something. Ugh, I hate that noise. Hate that noise. Wakey, wakey, mices. Yeah, my hoppers wouldn't be considered hoppers at work anymore. They'd be in the adult bin. They've grown up, but they're not adults. They're still youngins, but they're the size of some of the adults I see running around in our adult bins. They're like double the size of the new little girls, and they snuggle up with them. It's so cute. Yes, she was up here. And she's like, and I'm like, get down. What if somebody wanted to barter for the Frenchie? Like they come in with a title of I don't know how that works. Are you finished barfing? Hmm? She's back up where she started. Do you feel better now? My phone is buzzing. Ah! All right. That should be that should be okay now. Winter costs are coming in. It's hairball season again. Oh, winter coats. Yes. Uh, winter costs are coming in. Wakey, wakey, guys. Everybody's snuggling with mom. Oh, because of the buildup they do. Dogs do that too. Except for, well, Bella will do that too when she vomits normally, but when she burps, like she'll drink water and then she'll burp and immediately the water comes back. Wakey, wakey. Should I put another adult or two in there and get some action? Get some action going in here? Throw another couple adults in there? Yeah, I definitely, since I was so upset yesterday and I didn't want to go to work, but I had to work. I snuggled with a couple of puppies. I mean, yeah, we have a couple of cats, but they're not really the I want to snuggle with you type. So I snuggled with some puppies. They need a caffeine kick. I can throw a couple of adults in. And you can't even hardly see them because they're actually snuggling on the paper towel, so they blend. They blend. I actually have to buy some more of this litter because I use this litter for the mice, for the rats, for the rabbit. I need to buy some more. because I need to clean out the rats and I need more to do that. They need treats. Here, I'll throw a couple of adults in. A couple other moms maybe. So let me just hush. There, then you don't have to see what I'm doing because I'm moving my phone because I gotta open up the space so I can throw in another mouse. All right, yeah, you can still hear me. I thought, did I turn off my microphone? All right. They were all sleeping too. They're all in the bed. Who wants to come out and play? Huh? Who wants to come out and play? Got somebody. I got somebody. Here we go. Go in there, play. One more. Hey, I got you. Here we go. She's she's grabbing onto the edge of the cage. I can't put her in. Oh, there we go. All right, we've already got somebody running on a wheel. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Action. And it's the active ones are the ones I just put in. Everybody else is still all in the corner. It's the two that I just put in that are going to give us the action. Yeah, blanket overload on the chair. Yeah. The one bunny seems to be doing okay. She seems to be doing all right. Every time I grab the bin to feed her, because her hay is in a bin, every time I grab the bin, she's like, ooh, ooh, she knows what that bin is. She's like, that bin holds my hay. Oh, did I knock you off the wheel? I'm sorry. It is a cozy comforter, though. It's a comforter. Yeah, they're like, I'm out of the bin. I've gone to the gym. Got to run on the wheel. Got to keep up my figure because these are girls. They got to keep up their figures. I think my older hoppers are boys, but everybody else in this cage is a girl. I think the older hoppers are boys, and one of them for sure is. Yeah, they like being in here because they can. I mean, when they're ready to rest, they will go in the corner and they will snuggle up and go to sleep. But they like to use the wheel. They like to climb the walls, use the wheel. I want to get another one of these cages so that I can attach them with a tunnel, and then they can have two areas, and then there will be another wheel. Because there are times where two or three of them want to get in at the same time, but it doesn't fit two or three. They got to take turns. So having another of these cages attached with a tunnel, they can go into the other side and use the other wheel, and. But money is keeping me from getting one right now. It wouldn't be super expensive because the cage, for any random person is going to be like $25, but I get a discount. I'll probably get like half off of it or something, approximately. Hi. There we go. Action in the cage. They wake up quickly because they were just sleeping. They were all sleeping. But I guess it wakes you up when you're grabbed by your tail. Are you done? Hi. What you doing? Get rid of this banner. I don't know. I feel like if they can't reach the food, that is when they start to cannibalize. Um, because I was like, there's no food in there, and they're like, there's food in the trough thingy, and I'm like, but they're such small mice. If they can't reach it, they're hungry. Because when I put food down in the bin, they were like vultures. Yeah. Run, 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 run. Hi, Mama. That other mom is just pulling mom duty in the corner. She's not leaving. She's grooming the babies. The babies are grooming each other. Aw. The one little baby girl just totally stretched and yawned. That was cute, and I don't think you saw it because she was partially under the wheel. Yeah. The hoppers are in the corner with mom. She's grooming them. Oh, another mom came in. She's gonna help groom. I love how they just help each other out. They just start yeah, no color variety from the ones we get at work. I believe my Pleco is chasing my Jack again. Hey, Southern Belle. But I also heard that, there are a lot of customers that will come in when they want rats and their snake will only eat white. So a lot of the time, I think that's why white is the most common color in mice for feeders because there are picky snakes that will only eat white. They won't eat colorful. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to find different color combinations or create color combinations because, a lot of people do come into work and say their snake will only eat white. So I'll give them what they want. There was one lady that came in and said that her snake will only eat white females. If it's a white male, he won't eat it. He'll only eat a white female. So snakes can be pretty picky. Pretty picky. I wish the babies would come out of the corner so you could see, like, if you could see the size difference in my hoppers to the new ones. I gotta stop calling them hoppers. They're young adults now. Mine, the older ones. White meat is a snake. Apparently, apparently. Wish you could see the size difference in the females to the female hoppers to the males because I figured they're around the same age or whatever. No, they're not. No, they're not because and I should have known that because they just moved from the fuzzy bin and mine haven't been fuzzies for a couple of weeks, I guess. But there is definitely a size difference. I think they could smell the testosterone in a male, which I guess that makes sense. Oh, Shadow's interested now again at the mice because she could see the action. They running on the wheel. That mouse hasn't used it very much. She's gotta get into the groove. You see, there we go. That's a little better. You can tell when they haven't used it very much because I mean, when they're at work, they don't get anything to do. They don't get tunnels, they don't get hides, they don't get a wheel, they don't get nothing in the bins at work. So they come here and they're like, "Whoa, what is this?" And they just have to get used to it. And then once they get used to that wheel, they can spin on there pretty quick. There, you got the hang of it now. All their tail flops around while they can't control their little tails while they run. Name a couple males you're going to keep as breeders, Pinky and Brain, in tribute to the cartoon. Yeah. And then when they're retired, they can just live out their lives because they'll only live like a couple of years. So they can, after they have so many litters, they can retire as just a pet. Where's your biggest fish? He's at school, I imagine, and he has to have his lunch or have a break. He's probably not on his break yet. He'll probably pop in because I know that he was disappointed I wasn't live yesterday. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mamas. Back in the wheel. I got your tail. Can't believe tomorrow's Friday already. I always have to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So when Sunday comes around, I'm like, I can't wait for Monday. It's my day off, and I have to recuperate from Sunday. And now it's Thursday already. The week goes too fast, and then I got to work that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday again. Yeah, the only action in here is the two I added. The others are still in the corner. Shadow is staring. Look at my clutter in the background, but there she's staring. And of course, wrong way. My crystal clear fish tank with my happy fish and happy snails. The snails are down here in that area there. I got to work four to close tomorrow, 3 to close Saturday, and open to close Sunday. And they're usually my busiest days. Like yesterday wasn't so bad, but tomorrow I gotta clip nails, and clean ears, and on all the dogs. Yeah, it won't be clear for long. And it's not even just the goldfish, it's the snails too, because I no sooner had cleaned that out and put the snails were like crapping. Um, and they crap a lot. They crap a lot. Um, but then so Friday I got to do nails and ears, and then Saturday I got crickets to do, and then Sunday all the dogs that haven't that aren't in isolation get a bath. So it's plus I got to do all of the kennels in the morning, and it's busy. It's a busy, busy, busy weekend for me. You should see the bottom of it though. All the snail crap and fish crap. The plan, well, Jack looked like he was getting sick. So my husband was like, well, if Jack dies, he's going to move the Africans out of the 55 and put them in there. And then I can have that for them. But now Jack is bouncing back. He always does. He always does. We've had him for 5 years and he gets sick and then he bounces back. Nothing kills that fish. um, but the other alternative is cleaning up the 55 that's in the garage, and putting it underneath this 55 because the stand holds both tanks. They're twin tanks. I just don't want to take the time to clean it. I need to take the time to clean it. Got to test it out and make sure that it holds water, because we'll have to reseal it if it doesn't, and it's been sitting in the garage this whole time. So, oh, I bet the puppies sit still and calmly while you cut nails and clean. Some of them do. Some of them actually do sit still and let me do it. Others, not so much. Not so much. But yeah, so yeah, it could take some time just because it takes me longer with the ones that'll struggle. But there are some that are very sweet and will just sit there and let me do everything. We have another Valley Bulldog who is actually a sibling to the other three that we had and sold. And he's bigger because, the other ones we had when they were younger and then they sold. And since he was a transfer he was at a different location, but this other location apparently doesn't sell valleys very quickly. So he's transferred to us since we've sold three of them. He's all of them from that litter have been such sweet dogs, and he's no different. He is so sweet. Yeah, he does. His fins are a little tattered. He got really fuzzy, and stuff, but then it clears up and it's like and we've had so many sicknesses in that tank where it'll take other fish, but he just keeps on going. It's actually not the first two valleys that we had were $3,000 each. Their prices dropped a little bit because we had them for a little while, but then they sold. Then the other one, we got a sibling. She was cheaper because she was older. The older they get, the cheaper they are. Peyton, who we have now, is the oldest one because he's still in a pet store and the others are all adopted. I think he's just under 2,000, something like that. But they're such pretty. They're Valley Bulldogs are they're just a mix. They're English Bulldog boxers. They're an English Bulldog boxer mix, and they're such sweet dogs. Like this whole litter has been so sweet. Jack is immortal. He is. He is. And my husband loves that fish. He's like, we've already got three animals buried in the backyard. Oreo's going to be added to that. And seriously, he said, when Jack dies, Jack is getting buried out there too. I mean, because we've had him for as long as we've had Oreo. Yep. The longer we have them, the older they get. Yeah. And there's some that we'll get as a transfer that are older, that their prices are cheaper anyway because they're older. We got a Japanese chin that was only like $800. That still sounds like a lot, but he probably started out somewhere in the 2000s when he was at a different location, but he was older. So we sold him. Layla, our Pomsky, she started out at 2,500 when we got her. By the time she sold, because we had her for so long, she was $400 or no, $600. And I loved her to death. Loved her to death. But there's some that we will get as transfers that are older to start with, and they will be cheaper because, people want young puppies. So they knock the prices down for the ones that are still around. Yep, they are. They're like they were in the bin all night with nothing to do but run through a tube. I've got a paper towel tube in there. That's all they could do, sleep and run through the tube. Now they're like, yay! Yeah, Shadow's watching them too. She's falling asleep watching them. You like that mouse? Apparently, adding them in didn't rile up the others, though. The babies are totally like trying to sleep. I'm happy to see, though, that the new little girls have settled in because when I first put them in there, they were like, don't come near me. Hey, Fo. Good morning. And the hamster, the Syrian hamster that I put in ISO last week because, or I guess it was, what day was it? Saturday that I did it, because she's pregnant. Apparently the vet, because we had the vet come by, look at the puppies, look at, whatever. We now have a due date for her babies. It's the end of the month. October 30th is the due date for her babies. So the vet must have looked at her because I don't know how anybody else could just suddenly tell when she's due. But it is marked down on our whiteboard that the babies are due October 30th. I bet you they're going to be some cute babies. And I love Syrians anyway. Between Syrians and dwarf hamsters, I love Syrians. But they can still be pretty nasty too. It was a Syrian that bit me that one day. But they need to be able to handle them a lot to get them to be tame. So look at that tail flop around. Woo! The tail is out of control. Oh, jeez. My shadow. My shadow. Oh. Do you know that your friend is gone? I think they're going to be cute too. She's like a golden color, the mom, and she's huge. Like she's a huge hamster. Um, we didn't have a hide that I could put in the tank when I was putting her in her own space, so I just gave her extra bedding, and it's like all shoved up to one side now. She's making a bed. I think they're going to be really cute. I'll take pictures when they're born. Hello, little one. This is one of my hoppers over here, one of the older hoppers. I think he's showing characteristics of a boy, so that's why I say he. How long am I going to be streaming? I don't know. I've been streaming for an hour. It just depends. It always depends on how many people are in here, how I'm feeling, or whatever. One of the other hoppers, the older ones, is eating in bed. There's a little pellet. He's over here. Over here, he's eating. Did you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm glad that they have done really well. I mean, I brought those little guys home as fuzzies, and it's really cool to see them be little miniature adults now. Hello. Hello. Give him a Snickers, he'll turn back into himself. I have to get ready for my day. Sorry again about Oreo. At least you still have Shadow, the loving attention whore, and Jack the immortal fish god. All right, Trevor, have a good day. He ate some and it didn't work. Oh, oh, she almost fell off. Did you see? She's, I think she's just getting used to this wheel because she's like running in it like she's drunk. She gets too close to the edge and she's gonna fall out. Are you trying to figure it out? There you go. There you go. Don't drink and run on the wheel. And I just washed that wheel yesterday free of poop, and there's more poop on it. I cleaned that wheel yesterday. Ew. Love my clear fish tank. And my snails. Right there. Snails right there. Dorito. Now everybody's eating or sleeping. Be right back. Gotta make some fine calls. All right, go make your fine calls. Well, there's some mice awake in the bin because I can hear them drinking out of the water bottle. I can hear the click, 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 click of the water bottle. You got cramps? Me too. Me too. Excuse me. What? Are you laughing at my cramps or my burps? Run, run, run! Run, run, run! I love how they turn around and go the other way, like it makes a difference. Maybe they got to do that so they don't get dizzy. Like if I spin one way for too long, I'll get dizzy, but if you spin the other way, it undizzies you. Is that why you do that? You turn around and go the other way? Sounds like a plan. Oh, are you rubbing on me? Thank you for the lovin's. And underspelling. You're laughing at her spelling? Genre, 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 genre. Oh, that word sounds really weird. Genre, 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 genre. Every time he said it, it sounded different almost every time. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Gonna make some real fine calls, yes. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. She must need some ibuprofen and shot. Yes, that's what I want to do. Ibuprofen, because I get a headache too. Cramps, headaches, lack of energy, ibuprofen, chocolate. That sounds really good. Yeah, you hear sirens. Say, yep, I heard them too. That's why I said I didn't do it. I didn't. I didn't do it. It was not me. Don't go into the corner with everybody else. I put you in here for action. Action. There you go. We'll have to add a couple more if you all go to sleep in the corner. Shut it, girl. I needed to see what it was going to cost to run diagnostics for the check engine light. You are you able to, do you have an AutoZone there? Can't you go and get usually they can check to see why, the code for why the check engine light is on, to find out why it's on. They can run a thing and test it for free at AutoZone. They can't control that when they run. That's so funny. You're so funny. Hey, Barry. Barry's here. You missed Trevor. He was asking where you were. I said you were at school. Bish. That tail cracks me up. Yeah. Oh, she had to stop for a drink of water. She'll probably get right back in the. Excuse me. Hello. Ouch! Stop poking me with your nails. Gonna get back in the wheel? What are you doing? You gonna go back in the wheel? No? Oh. Ah, Shadow. I'm doing all right, Barry. Had a rough day yesterday. Still kind of rough, but doing all right. Shadow. You're a good girl. I got my results back. Your results for your tests from the doctor? Barry, yesterday, early in the morning, my other cat passed away. So it's been pretty rough. It was unexpected. DNA says you are indeed a hedgehog because you are a hypochondriac. And so that was why I didn't go live yesterday because I was just not up for it. Yeah, worrying too much can make you sick. Yes, that owl was cute. It's like, oh my gosh, what was that? What was that scary sound? Everybody worries about things that they just shouldn't worry about. But, you know, don't worry about something that you can't control. Do I have to add a couple more adults in here? Because you guys are all getting fizzled out. Everybody's fizzling out in the activity levels. Yeah. Never Google your symptoms because always something is going to be serious. Something is going to be serious when you Google it, and then you're going to be like, oh my God. I'm actually, my irrational fear is being afraid to die. And it's not because of what's on the other side or whatever. It is that I won't be here with my family, that I won't be able to see my son. Um, like the older I get, I'm like my anxiety takes over. The older I'm getting, my anxiety is like my life is coming to a close, you know? And I want to see my son live. I want to see him be married. I want to see him have kids. I want to see him have, I want to be around my family, and death would take me away from that. And I'm not ready to leave, you know? So I worry about that. My anxiety takes over about death. I don't want to not be a part of this world and be around my loved ones, you know? That's one thing that's always on my mind. Yeah, depression is hard to deal with, David. I have depression, I have anxiety, and yeah, it is tough. Barry, if you have a runny nose, you have a cold or allergies, not cancer. Yeah, I'm like, as fast as the years seem to be going now, I'm like, why is life speeding up? I'm not ready to leave. And I'm not ready to have all the problems that elderly people have. I'm not ready to be elderly, and I'm already in my 40s. Cancer is my worst fear too, because I actually have a phobia of vomiting. So to have cancer, it's more of having cancer and needing the treatment that's going to make me vomit when I have a fear of vomiting, a phobia, like a severe phobia of vomiting. So I think the fear of cancer is not the it's the cause of my it's not the cancer itself, it is the treatments, I guess, that scare me. Yeah, see, you're not scared to puke. I am. Like I have a huge phobia, and I literally have not vomited since I was a kid. That does not to say that I haven't felt like vomiting, but I haven't vomited since I was a kid. And my memory of it is negative, and when any of my family is sick, I have a severe phobia that I am going to catch what they have, which is going to make me sick. Like I haven't vomited since I was a kid. So I don't even remember what it's like. Like I just remember that it was bad. I hated it. I don't really, it's, whatever. And I'm surprised I don't typically come down with a stomach bug. I get a lot of colds, or I get the flus that are, the respiratory flus. I don't really get the stomach flu. Puking sucks, but dying is even worse. Yeah, exactly. I was like, if someone told me that I had to puke to save my husband's life, does it sound really bad to say that I wouldn't want to puke? Like that's how bad it is. When my kids were younger and one of them said that their stomach hurt, my anxiety immediately went through the roof because I didn't want to deal with anybody puking. Because if I had to deal with someone else puking, I was worried that I would get sick, and it just became a big old thing. And there is a name for this phobia. It is a phobia for a lot of people. You can have all my stuff. And of course, luckily, my husband does not have this phobia. So whenever one of the kids was sick with the stomach bug, he dealt with it, which was always my fear that he'd be out of town for work and one of the kids would be sick. Hmm. I think yeah, my phobias are bees, puking, and I guess, like you said, death wouldn't necessarily be a phobia because it's easy to fear the unknown, and death is the unknown, like what's on the other side. Um, but my biggest thing is I don't want to leave my family. I don't want to miss out on being with my family, as they continue to live while I'm not here. And of course, with cancers and stuff, with my phobia of vomiting comes along the phobia of getting a cancer that's going to need treatment that's going to make me feel like vomiting. It's a big, huge thing. Yeah, I like honey too. So I've actually dabbled with the idea of beekeeping, even though I'm scared to death of bees. But if I'm all dressed up in the garb and they can't get to me, it might be okay. They're all going to sleep. Come on, guys. Ruining my video. Get up and get busy. Get busy. Last night, one of the older hoppers jumped in the wheel, and I was like, oh, pretty soon we'll see the little babies using it. The little babies. It's kind of a high step up for the little ones, though, because it's pretty high, just so that they don't lose floor space. I don't want it too low because then they can't utilize the floor underneath it. Right now, they can. You're kind of bored. I'm sorry I'm boring you, Barry. Boring Barry. I'm boring him. Read a book. Yeah. I remember my mom always used to tell me to read. Read something, read a book. And then she'd be like, you read books too much. Because I really got into reading. And then, yeah, she's like, do something else. And I'm like, you wanted me to read. I'm reading. But then all I would do is read. And then she's like, you never leave your room. I'm sorry, I'm utilizing my imagination and my grammar and all of that. You're making me boring. And of course, Stacy likes to read a little, but Ian doesn't like to read. Um, he liked reading with me when he was a kid, but he doesn't like reading on his own. My stepson never liked reading. Um, my niece and my nephew will go through books like crazy. My niece is a lot like me in that area where she will zip through a book. She's reading thick books. Whereas my nephew is reading more of things like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or some other things like that. He's 10 years old, so things that would be really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. You guys got boring. I had two adults in there to add to the activity, and now you're all in the corner. Should I add two more? Whoever you were telling, it's not going to fit. Do I have to add 2 more adults for some activity? Because you were shoving books up where they don't belong. It's a sunny day here, a nice sunny day. Yeah, they wore themselves out on that wheel now. It's like, okay, time to sleep. Although that one is bathing itself under the wheel there. Can't see her. Probably all those books. Yep. And let's see who else I can add in because you guys are boring now. Not you, the mice. The mice are boring now. We're gonna have to add another adult. Don't put anything up my butt. Who else wants to join in the lazy crew? You guys are all being lazy too. Here, I got you. I got you. Okay. Let me lift this. We're putting in a little girl. There we go. Okay, I added somebody else. Oops. I added one more. And guess who's in the wheel? Is that uh wrestling or boxing, David? There we go. We got some activity now that I added another female. Ouch. By the end of this video, they'll all be in. Oh no, they're stepping all over the young ones in the corner. I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, an awesome sister would bring me a bag of chocolate and mashed potatoes and a roll. Mashed potatoes with smothered in cheese. It's boxing. Okay. You watch lots of political stuff, so does my husband. Every time he comes home, the political channel comes on, and I'm like, can you guys do what you're doing somewhere else so you don't step all over the babies? You guys are stepping all over the babies. I hear squeaking. Mashed taters from Popeyes. Yes. Although the biscuits at Popeyes aren't as good as they used to be, according to my husband, because he used to years and years ago work at Popeyes, and that was when they made their own biscuits from scratch, and now they don't. They get them sent to them pre-made. So, yes, cheesy potatoes. I can't afford to send John Antonio out for food, and I'm just, I am too. I am too. You don't like Popeyes? Is it because it's like spicier? I don't mind Popeyes. I like KFC, and then we have Lee's. That's I think a little bit cheaper than KFC, and it tastes like KFC to me. So I'll go to Lee's. Yeah, they're dry. The biscuits are drier than they used to be. All right, you added female, you're disappointing me. You're just gonna join the pile. Really? You're just gonna join the pile? One of the rats is squeaking. Hold on. What's going on? Squeak. Yeah. Oh no, nobody's fighting. They're just, I think they're telling me they want to eat. Could you please do a cooking vlog? I'm not a very good cook. I mean, it depends on what it is. I remember I remember making like I've made hollandaise sauce before. That was interesting. Um, I don't know what I would cook. Pierogies. I love homemade pierogies. I can't stand the store-bought pierogies around here. I don't like them. I don't like what they put in them. Like some sort of they never taste right. So I like my homemade pierogies, but it takes a lot of time to do. You guys, look, they're all lined up. They're all lined up in the corner. You guys are boring. Huh? They're so boring, these mice. Do you mind? Barry doesn't want us to hear him too. He'll be right back. Don't. No. She wants the rest of this elastic band. She's watching where I put it so she can go grab it. Ooh, yes, watermelon. And I would put a little bit in the fish tank so the snails could eat it. They like watermelon. No, you can't have that. Jeepers creepers, cat. I think I'm gonna add another adult because, geez, I didn't put you in there so you can all sleep in a pile. And I guess if you really want to, you guys are like totally sitting on the babies. I'm gonna get another adult. Who else wants to go in the cage? There's only two left. Only two of you left. I guess I did take three of them out. I got one mom and a dad left. I might as well put everybody in now. I've only got the dad left in the bin. Everybody else is in there. All right, everybody's in there now. Everybody is in there now. There's nobody left in the bin. There we go. We got some activity. Pizza. We had pizza the other day. I really like taco pizza, but I don't like how Pizza Hut skimps now on the chips. They skimp on the chips. They used to use the regular Doritos, and then they went to generic Doritos, and now they don't even use cheesy Doritos. They just use tortilla chips, crushed. So I don't like how they've changed. I like the original taco pizza before they went use cheaper things on it. Feel like jets as in the sports team or jets as in airplanes? Now we're busy in here. Now we're busy. Just had to add the last two mice. Biscuits and gravy pizza. I've never heard of that. Never heard of biscuits and gravy pizza. Jets is a pizza place? We don't have that here. I don't even know. We don't have a Jets pizza place. There's that tail. Watch him go. Hungry Howie's? I've never eaten there. Oh, see, we got one of the older hoppers up. He just came out of the food dish. The young ones, the young girls are the young baby girls are sleeping. Have you ever had pizza? Yes, I've had pizza. I said I had pizza the other day. I just haven't eaten it. I usually eat at Little Caesars or Pizza Hut or Domino's or Papa John's. That's usually it. We have a lot of pizza places. But we don't have the Jets one like you mentioned, and I've never eaten at Hungry Howie's. Look at, they're still all of the corner except for one. Keep ruining my plans, mices. Pizza. I don't know if I could do chocolate pizza though. Our Pizza Hut sucks. It tastes like cardboard. Papa John's near where I work actually gives us a discount because we're in the same plaza. Our pet store employees get a discount. So I can buy and order. I can order a thing of garlic knots, and with the discount, I'm only paying $3 for the garlic knots, and they're so good. She wants her turn on the wheel. Let her in. She's like, I want the wheel. I want the wheel. That's her favorite thing. That little female. That's her favorite activity is that wheel, and that other one won't get out. She's like, damn it, get out of there. I want my turn. She's even gonna just use her front feet if she has to. She wants in so bad. Yeah, they have the dessert pizzas. They have they used to at least have a peanut butter and jelly pizza. See it, Barry. I've never seen the chocolate ones, but I've seen the peanut butter and jelly pizza. Okay, the other girl wants her turn. This is why I need another cage with another wheel because they hog it. Oh, the two little baby girls are sleeping. They just got their heads stepped on. Do they sell phone charging mouse wheels, right? I definitely need another one of these cages that I can attach with a tube so that they can go from one side to the other and have two wheels to use instead of having to wait their turn for one. Oh, you missed it. She got out and you were all off to the side and now you missed your turn. Look, she wants in so bad. She wants her turn so bad. You can't step out of line. As soon as she gets off, you need to jump on in. How you doing, H7? Hey, baby doll, how are you doing? Oh, yeah. I can run my lights in the house on the mouse wheel. I'm doing okay, baby doll. It's been I had a tough day yesterday. It's a little better today, but still tough. I lost another pet yesterday, so it's been really rough. Working on a totally awesome video. Cool, cool. Yes, it is, and it was unexpected. It was one of my cats, and yeah, it was totally unexpected and very upsetting. We're gonna be burying her today. Actually, if you can see me in the one side of the video there, I am actually working on a crocheted blanket because all of my pets that have passed are that are buried in the backyard are wrapped in a blanket I crocheted, but I didn't have anything ready for this one. So I'm as quickly as possible working on a little blanket that she can be wrapped in. Yeah, they get really close to the edge of that wheel, and I'm like, you're gonna fall off. Oh, she finally is getting her turn. Yay, little one. The smallest female besides the babies. She finally gets her turn. She's so light because she's smaller that you can't even hear that wheel moving. The other bigger ones make a lot of noise on it. So yeah, we were gonna bury her yesterday, but I wasn't gonna have this blanket done, so I should have it done by later today, and then we can bury her. And yeah, she was only 5 years old, so it was a totally unexpected death. And it's been pretty rough. She's having a lot of fun in that wheel now that she's getting a turn. I was gonna say, you're getting out already? Oh my gosh. Okay. She got up, she got back in. She does that. She gets out, she gets back in. But when you've got a cage full of mice, if you get out, you're gonna lose your spot. Can't believe it's Thursday already. Weeks are flying by. Yes, it's almost Thanksgiving. It's actually going to be Thanksgiving in Canada first. Thanksgiving is in October in Canada. So my family is going to be, so I can't even send them a Thanksgiving card because they don't have Thanksgiving cards out yet around here. I have to buy it a year in advance. But yeah, theirs is coming up quick. And then yeah. And when I first moved here, I celebrated twice. I celebrated the Thanksgiving I was used to celebrating in Canada, and then I celebrated the one here. Now we just celebrate this one, but I always have to remember my family because they celebrate at a different time. Yeah. Well, she stepped out. Yeah, I definitely need when I can. get another one of these cages so they have a second wheel. I can attach because this here is like this comes off and then a tunnel can attach to this. And it can attach to another cage so they can go in and out. Yep, turkey in Canada as well. Yum, yum. Yep, it is. It's pretty much the thing to have for Thanksgiving. My grandmother usually made the turkeys and have all the family over. She made some really good turkey. Run, run, run as fast as you can. I can't believe I put every single mouse in here and only one of them is being active. Everybody else is in a pile. With 2 additional babies in there that I brought home yesterday. 2 additional baby hoppers. They're females. Because my bigger hoppers are males. So I brought home 2 young female hoppers. How many are in there? I got 5 adult females, 1 adult male, and 4 young babies. So 6. There should be 9 or I think there are 9 or 10. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 10. 10 mice, and 4 of them are really small because they're babies. I got 6 breeding age mice in there and then 4 babies. And they don't always stay in here. This is basically playtime, even though they like to sleep in a mouse pile in the corner. They sleep in a bigger bin at night. I take them out of here so they have more space. But this gives them a chance to climb the bars on the wall, run on the wheel, or sleep in the corner like a lot of them are in. But like I said, I do want to get another one of these little cages that I can attach with a tunnel so that they have 2 floor spaces and 2 wheels. And they can come and go in each one. Sometimes I feel like a bigger floor space is just a waste of space because they do like to sleep in a pile. Even in the bigger bin, they sleep in a big pile. I've never had cornbread dressing. I don't like sweet potatoes either. I don't eat sweet potatoes or cranberry sauce or cornbread. We've had the green bean casserole before, but we do turkey, mashed potatoes, usually corn or peas or whatever, usually a little bit of both. My husband doesn't like peas, but usually, I guess corn usually. And then I make deviled eggs. Hi, little babies. Hi, little babies. Hey, Abby. Good thing you can't see me on the camera, like my face, because Cat totally walked in front of the camera, so you wouldn't have been able to see me. Young female wants in there, and you're bathing in the wheel. Look, they're gonna share it. They're running together. They figured out how to use it together. Young mom has a piece of poop stuck to her back. There it goes. See, cooperation. You both were on it. How sweet is that? Guess what? I have 259 subscribers. Awesome, Abby. You are doing an awesome job. Awesome, awesome. I'm excited for you. You are moving up. Awesome. 260 and just a couple of weeks ago. Wasn't it a couple of weeks ago? You were just reaching 200. That is so sweet. Wow. Honking outside. What's going on? Don't tell me y'all single. Okay. Oh, one of the hoppers. One of the hoppers is in the wheel. You gonna Oh, she's gonna throw you off. She's gonna start running and you're gonna go flying out. You gonna use it? Nope. Oh, one of the baby girls is walking around. You see her? She's on She's over here. I don't know. I don't know if you could see me. One of the baby girls. She's smaller than my hoppers. One of the little baby girls that just came home yesterday is out. Oh, oh, she's trying to get underneath everybody else. So. Yeah, you're getting closer and closer to 300. For sure, for sure. They are really cute. And I did bring home a couple of female hoppers yesterday. They're new hoppers. When we got the shipment on Friday, they were fuzzies. So they are new hoppers. And I specifically picked two that were little girls and brought them home last night. But they're fitting in quite nicely. Yesterday, one of them was all diva, and she was like, "Don't touch me!" Every time one of the other adults was sniffing at her, she was getting all diva. But everybody's settled. They've settled in. They're in the big mouse pile. Can't believe I put all of you in here for activity and you're all in a big old pile in the corner. Seriously? So boring. Except for the one young one that keeps getting in the wheel. Earlier this morning, the only ones that were in here were one mom and all of the hoppers. And everybody else was in the other one. In the bin. But since everybody was sleeping in the corner, I started adding adults so that we can have some activity, and now all of them are in here. I love when they're running on the wheel and their tails are flopping every which way. Yeah, I got to do some more networking because I've got the watch time I need. I just need the subscribers now. Gotta get up there. Once I hit 1K, I'm not going to care so much about my numbers, but I at least want to hit the 1K where I could be up for monetization. I can mobile stream, just that threshold I want to hit, and then I don't care. Yeah, because I feel like because I've already had like 752 and I'm back down again. Like people will join you in a networking stream, and then after that they'll take themselves back. It's hard to know the best way to do it. I'm waiting to see some pregnant moms. I hope that male in there has been doing his thing, knocking up some mamas in there. Your back just gotta listen though. Don't get yourself in trouble, Barry. I seriously can sit and watch them all day. To me, it's as relaxing as watching a fish tank. Just sit and watch them do their thing. Hi, Mama. Oh, we gonna share again? We're gonna share. You gotta run at the same pace, or someone's gonna get left. They are really cute. When I was a kid, my dad would watch golf and I would watch the fish tank. Some of the best memories. Yeah, I remember when my mom would take me to the doctor on call. In Canada, we had where you could go to the doctor. You didn't have to make an appointment. You just go and sit in the office and sometimes you take a number and you basically have to wait. And sometimes we'd be waiting for like an hour, but I didn't care as a kid. In the waiting area, they had a fish tank. They had some fish tanks in the waiting area, and I would just sit and stare at the fish forever while I was waiting to be seen by the doctor. Actually, fond memories of sitting in the doctor's office staring at fish tanks. And I'll do the same thing with the snails in my goldfish tank. I'll watch my snails. And my husband couldn't understand the thrill of snails because I got a bunch of snails last year. I don't have them now, but got a bunch of snails last year and I would watch them and I would like use my lens to get really close up on them and just watch them. And he was like, they hardly do anything. It's like watching paint dry. And I'm like, no, like you could see what they're going, even if they move slow, you could see, I know when my big snails now are moving toward, like if I put beans in there and they start moving in that direction, I know they know it's because there are beans in there and they are slowly making their way over to have their meal. And it's just fun to watch them. It is. He thinks it's like watching paint dry. I think it's awesome. And I just get mesmerized by the activity. Ooh, you scuba dive? Ooh, I've never been scuba diving. We got a mouse digging a hole in the litter under the wheel there. Just can't see her because she's under the wheel, but she's digging. Like she just had a potty break in the corner. Now she's in the wheel. Make sure that I have enough water. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure there was enough water in that water bottle. Only 250 more to 1K. Me? Yep. I know. So close yet so far. I had 752 and then they went away. Actually, I had 754. Then they went away. So I need, when I hit 1K, I'm gonna need some cushion for people that take their subs back. Cool, cool, cool. Welcome back, average girl. Every single mouse is in this cage now, and most of them are wanting to sleep in the corner. Oh, one of the little babies is out. She's under the wheel. Oh, she's going back in the pile. That was short-lived. And she's walking on top of the adults. She's over here. Right here. There she is. She's so sweet. Look at her. She's so tiny. And she's walking on. And there's the other baby, and right here, the other baby. She's a little bit bigger, I think. Have you ever paid for subs? Nope. And I will not. Hello, Pet Sonics. How are you doing? Oh no, Barry. Well, you shouldn't be here. I don't want you to get in trouble. Ah, it's going all right, Pet Sonics. I lost a pet again yesterday. This time it was one of my cats, and it was devastating. So I didn't live stream yesterday because I just was not up for it. Um, Today I am still I started working on a blanket for her to bury her in, and I'm not finished, so she's gonna get buried today after I finish this, so it's ready to wrap her in. It was an unexpected death. My cat was only 5 years old, so, and she died here at home unexpectedly. And it makes me sad. Yeah, yeah, yet you're still on it, Barry. Yeah, it's a bummer. She was a sweet cat. Yeah, you're gonna get your phone taken away, Barry. Around here, they will confiscate it for the rest of the day. Maybe for my breeding video, I'll take everybody out and the wheel because it obstructs view, and I'll just leave the little ones in so you guys can see the little ones, the babies. My older hoppers next to the new hoppers, the new little girls. So you could see the size difference, and yeah, I could take all the adults out so you could see the young ones. Well, one of them is standing up on top of the adults again. Yeah, same with my son. He has his phone on him number just in case anyone tries to contact him, like a parent or whatever. But he's not allowed to like use it for recreation until he's done with his schoolwork. He's the same way, he'll finish pretty quick. Do you do yours online, Abby, or do you have books? He does his online, so to some degree he has devices because he has to have a laptop, but you do both. All right, Abby. Have a good day, hon. You might go live when you get home. Debating whether or not I should go ahead and end the stream. That way I can eat and I still want to finish working on the blanket for Oreo. Could do my breeding video. Oh, I see some cute little baby faces in the top of the pile. I think they're too close to the wheel though, so you can't see them. Cute little baby faces. I don't know yet, Barry. Thank you, baby doll. You're you really are gonna lay there and binge Dexter. Yeah, I've been binging Once Upon a Time. Yeah, Barry, put up your you need to put up your link to the channel you go live with because people are going to be looking for it on this channel of yours that you're on, and that's not what you use. At this point, yes, I'm keeping the babies because I want to get different pairs and stuff. Right now, I've got, like, I just brought home two little hopper females, um, and my other older hoppers are males. But aside from the little hopper males, I only have one adult male. So he can only do so much. So I want to keep the hoppers as well. Right now I'm trying to build up my breeders, before I sell any babies. The litter that I did have passed away. The one mom that had the litter of 11. I was using a surrogate because she was starting the biological mom was being really distracted when I had to move enclosures and she wasn't taking the time to feed them. So I put a surrogate mom in there, and I'm wondering if maybe she didn't have enough milk because she used to be a nursing mom for hoppers, young hoppers. And I'm wondering if she didn't have enough milk because the pinkies all died. Um, so we got to start from scratch again and get these females pregnant. So right now there are only 4 babies in here that are hoppers at this point. Everybody's tired in the corner, with the exception of one under, like, looks like she's under the wheel, but she's not. She's kind of on the back side of it, eating. No, these are going to be sold as the babies that are going to be sold are going to be actually feeders, which is going to be really, really hard for me. But there is a feeder shortage, so there is like a demand for them. The pet store that I work at is the only store in my city that sells live feeders. And we only get a shipment of feeders once a week, and we run out of them fast. There's a shortage of rats and mice, but I'm not going to be able to do rats because I have rats as pets. Mice, I decided to give that a go, which is still going to be really hard for me because they are freaking cute. But, I do realize that there is a shortage. Once we run out at work, people are screwed because more and more people are getting reptiles as pets and they want to feed them live. So we run out too fast at work, and I thought, I can start being able to provide some feeders and make some money off of that. Not, I mean, it's still going to be hard. And even at work, it's hard. Like, I always put mice in the little boxes or the pinkies in the paper bags and be like, I'm so sorry. But, it's necessary for the reptile, for the snakes. So it's hard. And like, because they're feeders, none of these mice have names. I was advised not to name them because they'll get attached, but I think they're cute and I watch them a lot all the time. So it will be tough. I like doing my videos on them though, just because, especially when they had babies or when that one mom was really big and pregnant, to watch the process and stuff like that and watch how they're great parents, very attentive to their babies. Except for that one mom that when we lost her litter because she was too stressed out about the enclosure change and just wouldn't take time to relax and feed them, and I got concerned. I would love to sell as pets too, though. If anybody wanted them as pets, I would totally go for it. They're super cute. Everybody's getting tired. Or my one adult male probably is in his heaven because he's surrounded by females. But he actually looks like he's got some battle scars on his face because I think he gets a little eager when a new female is in there or any female is in there and they beat him up. Does look like we've got one of the young female hoppers in there trying to nurse. Yeah, so you at Petco, you guys sell live feeders? They don't do that here. Our Petco and PetSmarts, our Petcos and our PetSmarts do not sell live feeders. We are the only store that does. So, people, if we run out, which we do every week, we run out. Like right now, we've got a few hoppers and a few fuzzies. We don't have any more pinkies. We don't have any adults besides the nursing moms, but we don't sell the nursing moms because we need them for when they ship in the new babies because they don't always send us parents. Um, so we have to keep our moms. But we run out of rats, we run out of the mice. We sold our last 5 mice yesterday. Tomorrow we get a new shipment. But they're every now and then, like we'll get them on Fridays, and by Sunday we're out of something. And then people are screwed until the following week unless they travel somewhere or find a private breeder. And honestly, a private breeder would be cheaper. Pet stores mark them up because they got to buy them from the breeder and then make a profit. So the price of the feeders at work are marked up. Yeah, we run out. Like there have been times that we totally ran out of mice like 3 days after, 2 or 3 days after we got our shipment, and then people are coming in the rest of the week wanting a feeder, and we don't have any. We usually still have frozen, but they have picky snakes that won't eat frozen. They need live, and we just don't have any. So, because on top of that, besides the what we get, yeah, we need to have them for customers, but we have to feed the reptiles at work too. So there's always a few of them that end up going to the snakes we have at work because they need to eat. But yeah, we run out fast, and there's no other place in town that anyone can go for live. So I was like, there is money in this, and I just gotta get it started. It's a slow start because I gotta wait for pregnancy. I gotta get enough females. I need to get enough, I need to get some litters going. Oh, you don't have, yeah, see, we don't sell pet rats, we sell feeder rats. We've got small, medium, and large, and then we've got the pinkies, fuzzies, hoppers, and adult mice. But they go quickly. Yeah, we don't turn down. We have definitely had people buying our rats as pets, but then we also have them going as feeders. Um, we have had some people wanting mice as pets, um, which is actually how I ended up with my first male and female because somebody got a couple of mice from us and then surrendered them back to us because the mom was pregnant or the mom had a litter. She had babies. So the pinkies actually stayed at work and I brought the parents home. And that's how this has started. And she's since had another litter, but that litter died. But her first litter, when they surrendered the parents to us, she had 6 babies. Her second litter, she had 11. All right, average girl, have a good day. She's not going to binge very much because she's going to fall asleep. We've actually had people coming in wanting to buy gerbils for feeders, and we're like, nope, we don't do that. They are pets. We're not selling them to be food. And if I was going to breed rats, I totally would want to do it as pets, but they would take up more space. Yeah. The mice, I feel like it's easier right now. I have some bins. Um, and like they totally like right now, I don't typically want to keep them in something this small because it's not very big. But they do run around some, but then they'll pile up in the corner like this. Like they don't need a lot of space because they pile up on each other and sleep. This putting them in here during the day, they get their activity running on the wheel and stuff, but then I put them in a bin that's got a little bit bigger of a floor space, and I do have a few bins so I can space them out. And if somebody has a litter, I can put mom in with her litter in a different bin so that she can be, left alone and, to take care of them. But for the most part, they're all together. Like especially the male is in there with all the females so that he can start knocking them up. One of my little baby girl hoppers on the outside of the pile there. Oh, she's hopping around. Hence the name Hopper. They're like little tiny jumping beans. Yeah, I wouldn't mind breeding rats, but I wouldn't be able to do it as feeders. I would have to do it as pets. I've never looked into dubia roaches. I have looked into breeding crickets. And even though mice, I know that there's a market for that, obviously, it's still going to be, oh, hello, little baby. One of my baby girls over here. Hello, little baby girl. Hello. Oh, so freaking cute. They walk around like little old men. But the mice are super easy. They're eating dog food kibble. Um, when I have extra money, I might get some of those feeder blocks or whatever. But they like the dog food kibble, and every now and then I'll throw something in like a grape or a strawberry, and they nibble on that. They're super easy to take care of. And they don't smell very bad so long as like I use this wood pellet litter that soaks up the urine and the smell, so they don't stink real bad. I mean, if you use a different kind of like a paper litter, yeah, they start to smell a little more because it doesn't really absorb the smell. It absorbs the wetness, it doesn't absorb the smell, which is why I like this wood pellet litters because it really soaks up the smell too. I use this litter for them. I use it for the rats. I use it for the rabbit, and I need to buy more. But I could get a 40-pound bag of it for like $6, so it's very cost effective. They're all winding down. You gonna run? It's my one of my younger adult females. She's smaller than the others. She has grown since I brought her home though, which was only about a week ago. Yeah, typically they should have larger space, but honestly, they really don't utilize it. They just pile up in a corner. Hello, how are you? Is it Digo? Digo? How are you doing? You're never late unless I'm not here anymore. Digo? All right. Die as in high. Hope everything is good with you. Just watching my mice. A lot of them are boring. They're just sleeping in a pile in the corner. Every now and then someone will get in the wheel like this one here. Oh, that's my male. That's my daddy. Are you gonna run? I've never seen you run on the wheel. Are you gonna do it? Go, daddy. Come on. Do it. Run. Run, run. No? Nope. Ooh, you're working on a wedding blanket. I did one for my cousin. The last one I did was for my cousin, and I did like bobble stitches in the middle of it I used baubles to spell out their names and their wedding date. I loved it. They loved it, but it was so cool that I could, personalize it by I used their wedding colors and then used the bobble stitches to spell out their names and their wedding date, which it looked great. I put their names in, Laura and Kyle, and then their wedding date, and it looked awesome. Right now, I'm working on just a little blanket. It's actually for my cat that passed away yesterday. Um, and she's going to be buried in it. So all my pets that I have buried are wrapped in one of the blankets that I crocheted, and I didn't have one available for my newest loss, so I am quickly doing a C2C blanket that she can be wrapped in. Hopefully going to get it done today so that she could be buried today. Yeah, it's hard. I hate losing pets, but I have so many that it's gonna happen. I've lost a variety of pets this year just in the last few months, and we're up to 8 now. I think 8. I've lost 8. Guinea pigs, rats, my cat. I lost a cat last year. I lost a rabbit a few weeks ago. It's hard. I get attached and then it's hard to say bye. But I'm also not the kind of person that can't have a pet. Regardless of how hard it is to lose them, I can't not have pets. Lisa, how you doing, girl? You're ghosting? Are you ghosting? Is lurking ghost. Come on, you guys. There are 10 of you in there and you all have to be in the pile. Seriously? Wakey, wakey, it's wakey. What's that? What's that? 10 of you, and none of you can be active? They're either sleeping or having a bath in the corner. Yes, it is a mouse mound. 10 mice in a mound. They are cozy. I brought two little female hoppers home last night, and they're fitting in quite well. They're new hoppers. We got them Friday at work and they were fuzzies. They didn't have their eyes open. Now they do, and they're fitting in quite well. They're two little girls. They're smaller than my hoppers, but they'll make good mates. They'll make good mates for my older hoppers because my older hoppers are males. You have 5 dogs today. Cool. What have you missed? Not a whole lot. Watching them and just chit chatting. I didn't go live yesterday because they go from fuzzies to hoppers. They're fuzzies when they still have their eyes and ears closed and they have hair. Once they open their eyes, they're hoppers. When they're hairless and eyes and ears closed, they're pinkies. So they go pinkies to fuzzies to hoppers to adults. And my older hoppers are getting close to be considered adults. They don't nurse anymore. When are they mice? Pretty much when they become older hoppers. Because really, when we get our shipment of mice at work, they're basically just older hoppers. They're very small, but they call them adults. But anyway, yesterday I didn't do my live stream because I lost one of my cats. My youngest cat passed away unexpectedly, and it's been tough. I'm working on a crocheted blanket for her right now so that I can bury her in one of my crocheted blankets. All my other animals that passed away are buried with one of my blankets, wrapped in one of my blankets. So I didn't have one readily available, so I'm speedily working on one so that we can bury her today in that. Yeah, she was only 5 years old, so I don't know why, like it just out of no place. She was fine, and then she wasn't. Yeah, I noticed Tuesday she started acting funny and meowing loudly. Around dinner time, I noticed that her gums were white. Um, so she was anemic or she was dehydrated. There was something. She was either anemic or she was um hypoglycemic, something where she just wasn't doing good during the day. She was weak. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but by that by that night, I mean, um, I think in the middle of the night she passed away. I had gotten up about 3 o'clock in the morning to use the restroom, and I went and checked on her, and she passed. So I went back to bed and bawled my eyes out. My husband woke up, and it was like he knew as soon as he woke up and saw me and heard me that he was like, "She died, didn't she?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, but when he got up in the morning, he took her outside. She's in the garage now waiting to be buried. It just, yeah, white gums are a bad sign. Exactly. When I saw that, I was like, oh no, like we're losing her. I was pushing fluids because she was dehydrated. I could tell when I pulled on her skin how it didn't bounce back right away. She was dehydrated, so I was pushing fluids. She was licking at some wet food, but she really wasn't consuming much. And I knew that we we were in a bad spot. So yeah, it's been a tough. I had to work yesterday too, and I went out to the garage to get to the car, and I saw her she's wrapped in a towel right now outside, and I just saw her laying there, and I just got all teary on my way to work. Oh, yeah. And we couldn't afford an emergency vet visit, so and chances are with as bad as she wasn't going to make it anyway. Oh, yeah, she was one of our rescues. She was abandoned as a 2-week-old kitten. Her whole litter, the litter she was in, they were abandoned at 2 weeks old. Um, and then they were on Amish lady rescued them, and but all of the other ones got trampled by horses because they don't take cats in the house. Amish don't; they're barn cats. But the kittens were so young they didn't know how to avoid the horses and things, and so Oreo ended up being the only one remaining, and she was like, "Please, somebody take her home. I don't want her to end up like the other ones." So we took her home and we were gonna just find her, adopt her out, but then my husband got attached and wanted to keep her, and we had her ever since. So we had her from the age of 5 weeks until yesterday. So for 5 years, we've had her for 5 years. And I really wish that I don't know what happened, but yeah, yeah. I mean, the fact that they took them in anyway, I mean, they could have died sooner because they were only 2 weeks old when they were abandoned. And she was giving them milk supplements until they started eating solids, and but the kittens were outside and they were so tiny. But at that point, when they're roaming around outside and they don't know that they got to avoid these horses, they would get stepped on. And so at that point she was like, somebody please take this little girl. And I was like, I'll take her home even if I have to find her another home if we can't keep her. And she was so sweet. My husband was like, let's just keep her, and I'm like, okay. She's black and white, long haired cat. She's gorgeous. And she was always petite. She was smaller than we have Shadow, that's always in the curtains and stuff. Shadow is only a year older than her, but she's twice her size. Yeah, it is. It is sad. Like, I'm having a hard time letting it sink in. It hasn't really sunk in. All right, have fun at the park with the dogs. See you later. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I need to eat. The mice have gotten boring. But I'm gonna eat and everything, and then I'll work on my breeding video, which is pretty much gonna be similar to this, but I think I might take most of the adults out and the wheel so we can see the hoppers, especially the new ones. And they're going to be hard to see in a mound of adults because they're so little. Um, so I want to feature the hoppers today. Um, so I'll have to take out most of the adults, if not all of the adults, just so we can see the hoppers for a little bit. And then I'll put an adult back in because I at least need one female mom in there that can nurse the newest hoppers because they still nurse. But I want to feature the little babies today. So anyway, hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk with all of you later. Bye.